Hey, 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 it is Wednesday, and I am live and in full effect from Richmond, Virginia. That's right. For once, it's a very strange time. What is it? Well, not so strange. I guess it's 3:45 for most of my peeps in Central Europe. So normally I get together with you for a cup of verbal tea, and voila, here I am. So what's up with you? What have you been up to so far in this beautiful week of ours? I would love to show you what's out here, out this window. It's called snow. We have a major snowstorm going on right here in Virginia. And I can't really say that I love that, but my daughter does. She loves the winter wonderland. So for the last couple of days, we have been kind of hunkering down because there were all these messages coming across the screen telling us that basically schools were already closing. People were already getting ready for the drama, which I think is hilarious. I think it's hilarious because I grew up in Denver, Colorado, and I had to go to school in my moon boots. That's a throwback for any of y'all that remember moon boots. I had to go to school even when it was cold and full of, inches and feet of snow. We'd even walked. So anyway, I'm not trying to complain, but I'm sharing this to my page. So what's up with you guys? What's up, George? How nice to see that you're here. And what's up, Trevor? Glad to have y'all in the house on a Wednesday. And even if it is a snow day for us here in Richmond, I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm actually, as you can tell, I'm in a place, maybe you can't tell, with slightly better internet connection than what I had in the southern France region. So I'm not going to complain about being in America, even though it's snowing and freezing. Right, Trevor? You were just here in Maryland, couple hours from where I am now, and it was seriously cold. Like that was for real cold. Well, it's snowing here, and that's all right. I don't mind. It is actually quite pretty, and our family went and stocked up on a whole bunch of food, and Sienna and I got all our vegan stuff, so we are making all kinds of vegan treats for our snow day. But I wanted to talk to you all about this new movement, the real self-love movement. I know that you have heard me talking about it. Maybe you've seen some of my videos about the launch of my new book. It is called I Love You Me. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. I Love You Me, the new book. I'm super excited that it's finally here and out in the world. And Trevor says he's out delivering books. Yes, Trevor was here and he got Time to Rise as well as I Love You Me. And Trevor, I actually think I gave you my copy that I was like scribbling on because I had a copy that I autographed for one of your peeps. So you'll have to get that back and give me mine back because I had started to highlight all the mistakes I found. Like, can you imagine how many hours I spent reading and writing this book? And then to find mistakes and little typos. I think there's a big difference between when you're reading on like a Kindle or on your computer, and I'm old school, so getting the print copy and actually sitting down and reading through it, you kind of like start to realize, oh wow, my eyes just kind of glazed over some of these mistakes. So I'm glad that it's sunny in LA. And George, 3 inches in Connecticut. All right, well, they say we're going to get 3 inches here, maybe more. But okay, it's winter. We just accept that. Mother Nature's doing some funky things. That's just part of life on the planet, right? So I'm over it. I'm not complaining. I'm rolling with it. It's exciting times for me, and I've been still continuing to interview the authors for Time to Rise. And I was so excited because I got to see in person some of the authors that shared their story in Time to Rise. Hopefully you've seen that video with Sister Dr. Jenna at the Meditation Museum. We had Missy Crutchfield from Gandhi's Global Center for Peace, Dr. Juicy Jill Stocker, who also flew in from California, Karen Joy Allman, who drove in from another city in Maryland, and me and my daughter, Sienna, who got pulled up on stage by Sister Dr. Jenna. She didn't want to, but she was being a good sport. So I'm really grateful for everyone who came out to share in that book signing and book discussion experience. I just can't thank Sister Jenna enough for opening up the Meditation Museum for this really important discussion about what it really means to speak up and share your story and own your story, because that's where the power lies. That's where we can really tap into our potential as divine humans, and getting rid of the shame and the blame and the guilt for things that may have happened in our past. The first step is really owning your story and recognizing that even if these things happened, we don't have to hide anymore. So it was a really, really special time to be with the authors. What's up, Yvette Taylor? She's another contributing author to Time to Rise, and she's got a book coming out in 2018. At least I'm going to keep poking her and pushing her, just like, people have done with me. That's the reason why I Love You Me is out. It wouldn't be out unless my fans, entourage, my tribe said they really, really needed it. So, Yvette, we really, really need your book too. But that's how I roll. My whole mission is really to help lift up and support and activate the superpowers of other healers and coaches and mentors, these consultants, those of you that have a true heartfelt desire to help end suffering on the planet in whatever fashion that is for you. I'm here to support you in that, because I believe that not only do we need to figure out how we show up on the outside world through our marketing or branding and how we tell the story of our business, but there's also this deep emotional side of really owning the fact that you are unique, that you have real powers within you, you have special abilities, and that when you can embrace and activate those abilities, whatever you're doing in life, whether that's business or your intimate relationships or your relationship as a parent, that's when you're going to find that greater power to move forward with confidence, with humility, with compassion. And that is my part in all of this. It's to really empower more and more people to own the fact that you matter. You matter. No matter how small you think your role is, you matter. And yes, Baruti, ending suffering, that's ultimately what it's all about. I generally haven't said that before, but I just finished a great interview with Amanda Haywood, this beautiful Danish woman who is hosting a summit called Make Love, Not War, really helping angry wives really get past that anger so that they can make love and not war. And really, if you think about all of the quote-unquote suffering that we experience, whether that's on a personal level or a societal level, now is really the time for us, each of us, to recognize we have a part to play. I think growing up, sometimes watching the news as a kid or a young person, I didn't feel like there was much I could do. And even when I started to recognize that I had like precognition or dreams or like psychic visions of things happening, I felt really frustrated, because sometimes I felt like there was nothing that I could do. And Baruti, I know you know a lot about the Maharishi effect. So for those of you that have studied transcendental meditation or any form of meditation, you know that when we get into that meditative space, and even if it's just when you're meditating on love, when you first fall in love and all you want to do is think about your beloved, you feel a connection, even if that person's like far away. So what would happen if we tapped into that unconditional love that each of us have access to, that is always around? Because when we start to send out compassion or the wish that someone else be benefited, suddenly we're connected to them. And I never realized the power that we have through prayer, through meditation, just through sending positive wishes to someone. That you literally can create waves of healing, of peace, of reconciliation. So we're no longer powerless. We have the power to connect with this global consciousness. So I feel like now is the time for us to really step up and own our true identity as spiritual beings. And that doesn't mean you're not going to still do life. You know, you still may have your ambitions to start that company or get that degree or, you know, find your soulmate and build a family. It just brings your game up to this level of consciousness where you're literally being aware, mindfully aware of who you are, of what your values are, and what kind of experience you want this world to be like. Because I think the media would make us think that we don't have power and that the bullies in power have more, but I disagree. I think that is time's up. That's what I'm going to say about that. So what's up, Faida? Lots of love to you. So you're back in London, and good. I'm glad that you're doing well. So what's on your mind? This is one of those times. Normally when I have a cup of verbal tea, it means that I'm going to rant and share whatever's on my heart and my mind. But I'll be honest, it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning, and my daughter is making vegan pancakes. So I'm about to go have some breakfast. But I thought that I would at least take a moment to connect with you here. Tonight, okay, I keep saying night as if I'm back in France where I live, but this afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central European Time, and 6 o'clock for you, Faida, in London, I am hosting our first free Q&A for people in our personal branding boot camp. So if you are interested in joining our personal branding boot camp so that you can bring more consciousness and awareness to how you share your beautiful, wonderful gifts with the world, then I suggest that you join us for that. The Personal Branding Bootcamp is a 10-day bootcamp where I will share all of the insights that you need that I learned from my days at Discovery and working in global media with some of the biggest brands on the planet. We have helped people share their brilliance with the world, not in a bragging fashion, but totally in alignment with who you really are, so that you can really get out there and do what you believe your soul's purpose is. So if you want to join us for the Personal Branding Bootcamp, I'm trying to find a link right now to share that with you. I'm looking. So Personal Branding Bootcamp takes place over 10 days, but you have lifetime access to all of the videos. So, there's no expiration. And the cool thing about that is then you get to do this process of branding yourself over and over, and you really learn how to communicate on a much deeper level. So if you'd like to join us for that, I'd love to have you. What did you say, Jill? Surrounding yourself with like-minded people with the energies you desire to have and to reflect is so very important and enables us to trust that inner voice and intuition to be heard as well, which makes it get louder. Yes! So being around me has unleashed it in Jill, as you're aware of your son's injury premonition. Yeah. So the ability to really tap into our children is like, it's pretty cool, I think. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that once you really acknowledge that you have this ability, it's kind of like, whoa. And Jill and I both have shared how Jill is also an author in Time to Rise. We've both shared that what it feels like when you feel like you're all alone and that you're kind of a weirdo or a freak or not understood. It can mess with your mind. It can start to make you feel like, who am I? Do I even matter in the world? And I can just tell you that for me, I had to really break away from the people that I thought didn't get me. And once I did break away from the people who didn't get me, suddenly I started to connect with a tribe of people who do get me. And that has made such a difference in my life. Because when you realize that you're not alone and that you're not a weirdo, life feels better. Life feels more natural and more in flow. And the kinds of things like what Jill was talking about is you start to own your powers. So yes, I am going to explain the personal branding bootcamp. So yeah, I hear you, Baruti. Breaking away. I had to. Now, I actually don't think everyone needs to break away, but some of us do have toxic families, and that's just a reality. I'm just going to say it like that. Some of us do have families who are not quite as supportive as we might like for them to be. And if that's the case in your case, yeah, you might need to break away, and that's all right. Get what you need to get, connect with a tribe that actually gets you, because otherwise you just live in this limited experience of life, and I don't think that that's what we all want to do. So the personal branding bootcamp. So does anybody even know, like, how would you describe a brand anyway? What is a brand? I've shared the link with you there for the personal branding bootcamp in the comments. You know, when we think of what a brand is, it's that image, it's that impression, it's that vibe or that essence that people get when they think of you. And so in the greatest branding, you know, we talk about brands like Nike or Coca-Cola or, you know, Apple products. And when you think about those brands or you see their logo or their name, you instantly have an idea about what that brand represents, what the feeling or experience you might have with it. So if you are a coach or a healer or a therapist, what is the image that comes to mind when people think of you? Or if they landed on your website, what is that overall vibe that you're giving off? What I noticed when I became more of a light worker, it would say, it was not always easy to describe what I do. Even today, people are like, what exactly do you do? And what I noticed with a lot of healers, they didn't have a good way of describing what they did to normal people. Okay, I shouldn't say normal, but to mainstream people. Once we're in your presence and we get you, it's pretty easy to feel your energy and your essence and what you're about. But sometimes if you gave away your business card and then someone landed on your website and they wanted to know what you do and what results could you get in their life, a lot of people don't know how to describe that. And working with corporate brands, I mean, we worked on projects that would take years to actually craft, and looking at the psychology of colors and image placement and what types of words are used in the headline and the subtitle, and all of that great psychology work helps to influence a buyer's decision making. And when I, about 7 years ago, moved to France and started working with personal brands, I had to find a way to take that sort of knowledge from the corporate arena and bring it down to a level for personal use. So when you become the expert, whether that's you as an author or a coach or what have you, there's a whole process that I take people through. When they're private clients, they work directly with me one-on-one. And now you have the ability to do a boot camp with me, where you have access to all these videos that will lead you step by step through the same process I do with clients to find out who you really are, what you stand for, what your values are, what are the promises you make and deliver on, the results that you get for your clients, becoming really clear on your customer avatar. Because you can't just say, oh, I work with women. Too vague. You need to really, really focus in on the type of people that you can best serve. And that ends up being what we call a customer avatar, which is, you know, a really clear picture of Susie Jane. It's the type of client that you work with. And in addition to your avatar, we really get clear about the language. Like, how do you choose the language to describe what you do that can create an experience in your potential client's mind? So that's what we're doing in the Personal Branding Bootcamp. And today we have our first Q&A session where you do the videos all on your own, but then you get to jump on a Zoom conference call where many of my tribe from around the world are there. We're all very supportive people. There are 0 haters in our world. So then we can give you feedback. You can ask me questions directly. You can get feedback from other people. And it's nice because you can start to test out ideas. Like I'm thinking about launching this ebook or this course, or I'm just trying to get my newsletter together. How does this look? How does this sound? And you finally get to be in a community where you get that support and nurturing. And then you get to work with me directly, which is quite valuable. Yes, so a brand, Candice Marie, yes, it should be authentic to you. I don't do fakery. We don't do puffery. We don't want you trying to be something that you're not, because then you won't be able to deliver on it and you won't be consistent. So Dr. Debbie is also an author in Time to Rise, and she says, it takes an enormous amount of courage to write our own life scripts rather than simply follow the scripts written for us by others. Courage is what will give us the strength to choose our truth over what others want our truth to be. And she says that I've helped give her that. Hearts to you. I've said this to you before, Dr. Debbie. You inspire me as well. You are a courageous soul, and I just admire all that you have done and became, despite the scripts and the previous story. So happy to be on this journey with you, Dr. Deb. And Jill says, you gauge what you share about based on the person that you're talking to and the energy that you're getting from them. Realizing it's not safe to share all of what I do with people who are not on the same wavelength. That can actually drain your energy. Yeah, I'm so with you. And that's where we are in this life right now. We don't want to work with people who don't get us. I don't believe in hard sales. And I believe that where I am in my life right now, I want to share and be connected with people, heart to heart, soul to soul, which means if we're not on the same wavelength or the same energy vibration, then it's probably better that they work with someone else so that we don't have to feel like it's a drain. So thank you, Michael. Thank you for the congratulations on the books. So if you guys would like to join us for the Personal Branding Bootcamp, I would love to see you. I would love to work with you on bringing your brilliance to the world. It is what lights me up. I totally, totally love it. And thank you to those of you who have already bought Time to Rise and I Love You Me. These books have taken a lot of energy and passion for me and my team to bring to the world. And if you would like to get an autographed copy of my book, Time to Rise, I Love You Me, I think Jill and some of the other authors would happily give you a copy of Time to Rise. I am currently doing a special deal where I will autograph a copy of I Love You Me and send it to you. So if you go onto Facebook Messenger, find me at Dr. Andrea Pennington and put in the hashtag self-love-book, you can purchase an autographed copy of I Love You Me, and I will send it to you in the mail. How great is that? A personalized autographed copy from me. So that's how you do it, Candice Marie. I've put in, if you just go to Facebook Messenger, you can find it that way. I think there's another way I can share that with you if you want to just buy the self-love promotional book copy. Voila. So, anybody else have any questions before I go and have my vegan pancakes, courtesy of my lovely daughter, Sienna? All right, Candice Marie, I've also just put in the link into a comment there. If you go to that link from Jumper, you can buy your personalized copy of I Love You Me. And it's so cool because I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos taking you through chapter by chapter of the book so that on this journey to true self-love, to real self-love, you are no longer alone. And we have several guest experts who will be popping in, like Dr. Juicy Jill and Dr. Debbie and so many other people from my tribe to share their experience and how they arrived at real self-love. Because when you love yourself, when you know who you really are and you love who you really are, that's going to empower you to really step up and play a bigger game in life, to heal and forgive the drama and trauma of the past, and to move forward with this sense of accountability and enthusiasm so that you can then create what we call a diamond life. So all sorts of free gifts also come with your purchase of the book. So in whatever format that you buy it, please do. So I have a question for y'all. What do you think of this little format? Do you like this cool little graphics on the screen? Okay, I got to get used to pointing. You like the little graphics on the screen? I'm such a nerd and such a novelty seeker. I've been dying to go live with this kind of concept. And the other cool thing is, with this configuration, I can bring in guests to say hello to you, whether it's from Skype or what have you, using this platform on Facebook Live. I can invite you guys to come on and be with me. So George says he's looking forward to joining the boot camp. Yes, you need this to prepare you for the dream you have to transform underserved communities. It's a big step. You need prayers and good vibes from everyone. So everyone, let's send out some good vibes to George and his big mission. He says he's leaving a job in the medical field that he did for 22 years to travel to remote locations to impact kids in need. That is beautiful. So yes, I'm glad that you consider yourself blessed to be plugged into this space. I think so too. I believe that our tribe is supercharged, full of love and full of, we just share shine. Nobody's throwing shade. It's all about love and support. And if you're doing something that is eliminating suffering in the world, helping this world be a better place, then you have my support and the support of this community. So wonderful. So I'm glad you like the graphics. Glad you like this little funky space that we're now working in. I think I can even share videos from here. I'm not going to try that today. This is the first little step at trying out this new platform. I'm glad that it worked. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to post them here, send them. Anybody else that you know, George, or anyone here, if you know someone who needs to be plugged into a community of love and positivity and spirituality so that they can get the support they need for real self-love and real self-expression in your business, if you're really committed to making your work in the world more in alignment with your soul and your spiritual mission, then share this page, the @Dr. Andrea Pennington. Share the Real Self-Love movement using the hashtag Real Self-Love. And you can also check out those free gifts that I mentioned. If you've already bought the book, then please pop over to realself.love so you can claim your free gifts. And for those of you that are joining us on the boot camp live Q&A, I'll see you in just a couple of hours. So Dr. Jill says, go George, leaving the traditional medical field can be daunting. And this is definitely the space to do it. Yep, because you can see I'm completely out the box. But I'm loving my life, and I'm still committed to helping people. And so is Jill, and so is Dr. Deb, and so many other people who are really finding that now is the time. The old paradigms, those old structures that aren't really serving people, they're crumbling. They're going away. And what is starting to really come to the fore and shining through is authenticity. Connecting with people from a heart and the soul level with a true desire to be of service. And that means that some of us are doing things that seemed unorthodox or weird back in the day, or when, like for me, 18 years ago when I graduated from medical school. Oh no, it is 20 years. Shoot. Yikes. 20 years ago I graduated from medical school. Like, that sounds so far away. Anyway, so now is the time for us to really re-examine what works and what doesn't work in the paradigm of our social structures and our business structures, so that we can figure out what we need to do to really thrive in business and in life. So I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm so grateful that you all are also a part of this journey. And I can't wait to connect with some of you. We've got some cool events coming up this year. So for those of you that saw what we did last year, we have the Authentic Authority Bootcamp. So if you want to raise your game and be seen as an expert or an authority in your field, we have the Personal Branding Bootcamp, which is on now. Speak from the Heart is the authentic speaker training, where you learn how to really tap into your heart and the heart of your audience so that you really create transformational teaching when you're on stage, whether that's a TED Talk or keynotes or your workshops, or even just learning how to speak better in your Facebook Lives or on the radio. We do a media success course where I teach you some of the skills that I've learned in 25 years now, through my media career. So coaching people on how to present and show up in the media as the authentic you, but really communicating well. We do a media success showcase, which some of these lovely people have also been on. So you can see their videos. We put them out on blast. They get on the radio, they get on video, and it really helps to raise your game as a brand. And what else? We have our Roots of Purpose retreat that we do in the fall. Last year, we did it on the French Riviera. This year, I think we're doing it in Iceland. Yeah, baby. So the beautiful Solveig Þórarinsdóttir, one of my lovely clients, colleagues, friends, goddess woman, she's been hinting that we should really do it there this year. So I'm super excited about that. So many good things are happening. And our next group book, Time to Rise, is still going strong. All of our proceeds from this book go to the Gandhi Global Center for Peace. So many thanks to Missy Crutchfield and Melissa Turner at Gandhi's Bee Magazine, who will be featuring authors from the book, 29 authors from around the world, from 11 different countries. So we're doing another group book, several books this year, well, 3 probably, in this same concept, where each author gets to contribute a story from their own personal life. And we're doing one about what is life like after sexual trauma or sexual abuse. What I noticed when I wrote my last book, the Orgasm Prescription for Women, is there were many, many women who came forward that said that because of the experiences they had in their past, that they weren't really able to be fully present in their intimate relationships. And so I noticed that there were a lot of people who did get past the trauma and who were having delicious, beautiful, heart-centered relationships and enjoying healthy sexuality. So one of the books that we'll be doing is Life After That. It won't be called that because that's not a great title. We're still working on the titles. We will probably do another book about life after surviving suicide. So for those of us who've ever had those dark thoughts of wanting our life to be over, for those who may have actually tried to end their life and by the grace of the divine they're still here, there are many people who have stories to share that there is life after that darkness. So we'll be doing another book on that. And again, the group collaborative book is where each author gets to share a story. And it's transformational. It's healing for yourself to finally share your truth. You get a full training on how to deliver stories with soul. Oh, that's the other one. April, Stories with Soul in the south of France. That's another event that I teach. It's a 2-day workshop on how to do life writing. So if you're curious about how to share your personal story in a book, whether it's a short story like a chapter or a full memoir like my book, Stories with Soul would help you with that as well. But these group books, we do a lot of training so that you learn how to write and how to share, and that's it. So anyway, I've talked long enough. I am sending out love and positive vibes to you from cold and snowy Richmond, Virginia. Check me out online at AndreaPennington.com. Check out the Real Self-Love movement at realself.love. And if you're interested in personal branding or publishing, I would love to hear from you. Visit makeyourmarkglobal.com. And of course, if you would like to get a signed copy of this baby, I will mail it to you while stock is here, while supplies last. And the link is in the comments here and here on screen. So I'm so excited to have connected with you guys, a little ad hoc jumping in for the verbal tea. I wish you a fabulous Wednesday, And may your day be filled with love. It's snowing in Charlotte. Well, for all of you enjoying a snow day, I'm sending you love. And yeah, for those of you in Cali, that's okay. Soak up the sun for me. It's all good. Much love. Bye.